Alright, so I'm back again. Thank you for joining. This one is just more of a rant, and I just got to get rid of some ideas that are in my head, so I may go here and I may go there. I'll try to keep it on one topic, but I got a lot of things that I need to get off my head, so. And one of those things is I was talking to somebody, and they were comparing themselves with somebody who was already extremely successful. And they were saying that they're 22, 23, I don't remember which one, but they wanted to have what they had because that person was the same age as them, but they had their own successful business. And if you're competing with somebody else, that means that you're spending a lot more time focusing on the other person instead of yourself. You're more worried and consumed with what they're doing and following them on social media, following them on a day-to-day basis, that you're not even in touch with yourself, that you're not following yourself. And that could be a huge downfall for you to get to where it is that you want to go. And the reason being is because a lot of your time and a lot of your energy is spent on somebody else and what it is that they're doing and not on you. I know Sun Tzu said that if you know yourself and if you know your enemy and you master thyself, you can win 1,000 battles. That is 100% correct. If you know your enemy and you know yourself, you're going to win. But where the line is drawn is you can't be obsessed with your enemy. You can't be obsessed with somebody else that's in that market field doing what it is that you want to be doing. You have to spend time on what it is that you're doing. I'm not saying that it's not okay to see what they're doing every once in a while. That's perfectly fine. But some people are watching them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and then wondering why it is that they're so successful and they're not. If you do the math, it just doesn't add up. And a lot of people aren't really paying attention to that aspect of it. They're just seeing it as, wow, they're doing this, they're doing X, Y, and Z, and they're getting these results, and I do X, Y, and Z for an hour a day, and I'm not getting the results that they're getting. You also got to look at the sacrifices that they made are the foundation of that, how that person got into the position that they are. I know that one of those Kardashian girls, I'm sorry I don't watch them, but the younger one, she's able to start her own business. I think her name's Kylie. I think she's able to start her own business because her parents made the foundation for her and she was in wealth already. So it's not that she was spending a bunch of time doing it, she was sacrificing anything. She was actually one of those people that were given the opportunity to do that. And I'm not saying that everybody has that opportunity, or that the people that are successful always have that opportunity. I'm just saying that's one case, and I know that the Kardashians are a huge influence on social media, and a lot of people look up to them. And this girl looked up to her, and she was comparing. But what I'm saying is that this girl wasn't doing anything. She was working on herself maybe 1 hour a week, or 1 hour a day, every week, and she was wondering why she wasn't getting there. But at the same time, we have a negative mindset that we may have to hit rock bottom before we can reborn or we can rise above the ashes again. And unfortunately, that's nothing more than an excuse that we're telling ourselves in order to buy more time, in order to revamp ourselves to get to where it is that we want to go. There should be no reason why you can't do what you want to do right now. And that leads me to my next thing, that a lot of people, actually, not everybody, but a lot of people know what it is that they want to do, and they want to know where it is that they want to go, and all they have are ideas, or all they have is a game plan, but there's no execution. They don't know how to start, and what you need to do is just start. You just need to get your content out. You just need to start performing. You need to start doing whatever it is that you want to do. If you love cooking, start cooking. If you want to write a blog, write a blog. If you want to do podcasts, do your podcast. If you want to do videos, do your videos. But a lot of people aren't doing. They're trying to come up with the game plan, trying to execute every step before there's even any action. And unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You got to throw yourself out there to the wolves, and you got to take it as it is. And it probably won't be pretty, and it's probably going to take a lot of time. And you got to sacrifice a lot of things that you may not even think about what it is that you want to sacrifice until it's actually time to sacrifice those things. And a lot of people that are at the age of 22, 23 fall into what society or PR says that they need to do or what they need to have. And that's normally that they need to be able to know what kind of job they want, be able to have a house, be able to do all of those things. And I was one of those people that was caught into that way of thinking until I was actually in that age, and I was like, I'm not even close to having any of that shit. Why was I thinking that this was gonna just magically happen out of nowhere, out of thin air? I'm gonna have all this stuff lined up and ready to go, and I didn't have it, so I had to readjust and go back to the game, the drawing board, and figure out where it is that I wanted to go. But unfortunately, I didn't know where I wanted to go, so the only thing that I knew is I loved helping people, and all my experience in my whole life was watching people and focusing on them because I was a people watcher, and I studied what made people tick, what made people not tick, what made people make the decisions that they wanted to do, and that was something that I loved to do, and so all I did was just focus on that. And I didn't know what it is that I wanted to do, and then one day it just hit me, like, I'm already doing these things, and I know where I want to go. Let's put two and two together, and boom, my podcast happened, and boom, my videos happened, and boom, a lot of things that I wanted to happen just started happening, because instead of trying to plan the perfect time, instead of trying to plan the perfect podcast, I just started doing. And there's a lot of mistakes that happen in my podcast, and yeah, I know that, but that's real, and I want you guys to see that that's what it is. I mean, this is a one-take cut, and this is me talking directly into my mic to go directly to my podcast. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not afraid to just do it. I'm not afraid to just start. And a lot of people need to see that. You just got to start. You just have to get out there and put yourself out there. And the scariest thing about it is what's going to happen. People are going to have an opinion about you. But if you're so consumed about what that person's opinion is of you, this may not be a field that you want to go into, or you may not think that that's something that you really want to do. But to me, I don't really give a shit what other people think about me, because I know what I think about me. I know what I want. I know who I'm doing this for. I know why I'm doing this. And that's all that matters to me. It doesn't matter to me that somebody's going to probably leave a comment and say, hey, this guy's full of shit, like he doesn't know what he's talking about, etc., etc. I mean, everybody that is successful or on the road to success is going to have haters. I mean, that's just unfortunately how it is. And everybody has their own opinions. We can't control their thoughts or their opinions. That's just on them. That's just what they're going to do. But you need to understand, and just like I needed to understand, you got to get out there. You just got to do it. And it may not be perfect. It may not be what it wanted to be in your head and how glorious it is in your head, and it may be the farthest thing from it, but if you're doing it and you're consistent with it, it will eventually catch on. And success isn't born overnight. It's not born over months. It's born over years of time. Gladwell had a 10,000 hour rule, and there's another author, I can't think of his name right now, who said that was only the 10,000 hour rule was only to get that person who was a violinist at that time to be able to compete with the top of the top and the best in the world. In order to become an expert in that, you have to spend another 10,000 hours, which is around 20,000, to be able to become very successful and to become an expert at your craft. And when you think about it, that's a lot of time. But you know what? You can have that happen to you. So right now, if you're not knowing what it is that you want to do, go do it. If you want to travel. If you want to do whatever it is, make sure that what you do, there's no regrets left behind, because that's probably going to be one of the biggest things that hits you when you're later down the road, is the regret of not being able to do something. And right now, if you have the time and you have the comfort, I guess, to be able to travel, then you might as well take advantage of it and travel. There's a lot of people that I know that travel, and I'm very envious of them, but I know that where I want to go, I can't do that right now, and I know I'm not going to have any regret in that, because I had the opportunities to travel, and I chose not to do that because I felt that working on myself and making sure that I was able to do my podcast and be able to do what I wanted to do was more important to me. but that's just me. I mean, not everybody is me. So for them, they wanted to travel, and that was more important to them. So they went out and traveled. They went out and did what it is that they wanted to do, and that doesn't mean that they're not successful in what it is that they wanted to do later down the road. I mean, they still got to where they wanted to go. It's just they were able to do what they wanted, which was traveling. And like I said, I'm envious of them, and sometimes I'm jealous of them doing it, but in my heart of heart, I have no regrets, and I'm glad that I didn't go, because I ended up learning in a different manner than being able to go travel. So, I mean, you need to be able to do what it is that you want to do. You don't have to have any regrets. You need to not focus so much on what other people are doing. Worry about yourself. I mean, don't worry about what the Kardashians are doing on Instagram, Twitter. I mean, if you're consuming yourself with all of that, you're leaving less time for yourself. And in a previous video, like I had said, time is the only thing that we have, so stop wasting it.